Okay, so the next presentation is from Asier Sanz. He's also again from Tecnalia, and he is going to talk on GoPV project Cadarache pilot first monitoring results. Asier, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shaban, for your presentation. Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Asier Sanz. I am senior researcher at Tecnalia, applied research organization located in Basque Country, Spain. There I work out on the PV added value systems field, also working on the assessment of the research and innovation in field activities. And today I would like to share with you the first outcomes coming from the monitoring activity that we are working out within GoPV project, more specifically the ones that are coming from the Cadarache pilot. Really briefly, I will go through the GoPV overall project goals, how they are linked to the activities that we are working out on the demonstration work package. Later on, I will briefly describe the demonstrations as this is a key point to understand the results that I will be sharing with you. First results, because the project is still ongoing, so I will then also try to conclude with next steps. But I would like also to have the opportunity to thank to all the team that is behind me here today. Thank to all Work Package 6 team for doing the impressive work you are doing. Okay, but let's go through the main GoPV project goals. I guess that you already have listened to them before, but within GoPV, we have the commitment to reach levelized cost of energy of 2 € per kilowatt hour for a location with global horizontal irradiance of around 1900 kilowatt hour per square meter and year. This should be for a utility scale PV plant. And this means that we should go from the current baseline scenario that where the LCOE is around 4 € per kilowatt hour to 2. So this means a reduction in almost 50%. This reduction is it's aligned with the 3 main pillars of actuation. It's mainly an enhance in the energy yield, an extension in the lifetime of the PV plant, and of course a cost reduction of the whole PV system. This can be then work out a little bit more, and you can find underlying targets of the project and KPIs in the techno-economic field. I will not go through them, but you will find all this information within the project website. But why understanding this subject is important for us? Because within the demonstrator work package of GoPV, we need to handle with all the developments that are being worked out in the project. So this means module research, PV inverter research, tracker modifications, and also O&M stuff. We are handling all these innovations and research, and we are testing them on the demonstrators. And how are we dealing with this? mainly by, on the one hand, with a small demonstrators, what we call pilots. So within the project, we have two different pilots, one located in France, in Cadarache at SEA facilities, and the other one is located in Italy at Comber facilities. This small pilot should be producing first outcomes and should allow us to optimize the final solution that will be then tested at Passo Martino in Italy at Enel facilities. The first pilots are more focused on module and tracker level validation, and the final PV plant will be handling all the innovations of the project, also inverter and O&M activities. I will not go through internal project details, but I guess it's important to see how this activity has been organized and also where are we right now. So we went through the definition, and also we have been running these small pilots for almost a year. Hopefully we will be starting the operation of the final PV plant by the month of September, October of this year. And hopefully we will have a year or so for testing it. Going through the demonstrators, today I will be focusing just on Cadarache demo site, but we have also really interesting stuff that is being produced at Tuscania. And I would like just to give you a couple of information of what we are doing over there. So this pilot is more focused on long-term mechanical behavior of the GoPV tracker that is being developed within GoPV. So there we are testing two versions of this tracker. One is fully built in weathering steel, and the other one has a mixture of, or a combination of materials. So it's weathering steel plus glass fiber reinforced polymers for holding the panels. And these two trackers that you can see within the pictures have been tested with 3-shan glass modules by some tests that are described in the qualification standard for trackers over them. You can see some pictures of the bending and the torsion test that we have been carrying out over there. And we have concluded that the trackers, not only the trackers, but also the modules fixing solutions that have been worked out within the project are right now validated for the final demonstrator. This is good for us because we will be facing then Passo Martino activity with more confidence. But as I was saying before, we will be focusing today on the Cadarache pilot. So this demonstrator has been focusing not only in the mechanical side, but also in the energy production. So here we have been comparing GoPV solution against commercial solutions for module technology, so for mono and bifacial module technology, both in fixed and in tracking benches. So here you can see that we have two different testing areas that are one close to each other. Both of them have almost the same configuration. So we have 3 different PV fields of 3 kilowatt peak each with the configuration that you can see within these pictures. So we have the monofacial reference of Jinko technology. We have also 3-shan for bifacial. And then we have 2 different solutions of GoPV module technology. The first one is what we call GoPV first generation, that this was developed before, and this is installed in the fixed area. And then a little bit later came the second generation of GoPV module, what it's using half cell technology, and this is installed in the tracking bench. The fixed bench was starting in operation a little bit earlier, so March last year. So this is almost, almost 15, 16 months of operation. And for the tracker area, due to COVID issues, we started a little bit later, and this was started November last year, so almost 7-8 months of operation right now. I will not go too in detail with all the specific monitoring stuff that we have been implementing over there in order to measure all this stuff. But I guess it's important to highlight that even the demonstrators of these pilots are quite small in terms of power, and they have been really carefully designed in order to have realistic operation. Okay, so the outcomes that we will be producing here, we guess that will be valid for utility scale plants. Okay, and we have been also really carefully attending the issue of having comparable results between different fields. Okay, due to shadowing issues and so on. So for that, we have been implementing quite well worked down monitoring activity. According to the variables, we are measuring almost everything over there. So different kinds of irradiance from the front seat, back seat, albedos, everything. Different temperatures at module level. We are measuring the DC production of each one of the fields. Each one of the fields is connected to an independent inverter. We are measuring also the short circuit current of couple of modules per technology in order to produce some outcomes in the soiling effect in each one of the technologies. We are measuring further meteo conditions, rainfall, wind speed, and also further variables of the trackers and crazy stuff. All this information is being logged in minute-based time resolution, so quite high accuracy in terms of in time resolution. And according to the accuracy that we are using for the sensors, I will say that this is bounded, that we have tried to use the higher quality sensors that we were able to use. So once more, really good stuff. Within the pictures, you can see the layout of not only the modules placed in different trackers, but also the elements of the sensing activities that we are doing over there. And in the right side, you can see pictures of the GoPV modules and the 3-sun modules on the tracker, the central tracker, and also further stuff that we are monitoring over there. But let's go through the details of the details of the results that I wanted to show you today. As I was saying before, we have a 15-month period of data for the fixed bench. So those are the results that I am showing you here today. The figure shows the yield aggregated values in terms of watt hours per watt peak for those 15 months. We can conclude that within this period, GoPV is 1.5% above the bifacial reference and 16% above the monofacial reference. Of course, if we go to the tracking bench where we have the data, so this 7-month period, we can notice that for these months, GoPV is still a little bit slightly higher than GoPV or than 3-sun, than the bifacial technology, and around 14% above the monofacial reference. This is applicable not only to the tracking bench, but also to the fixed bench. But we can conclude also that for this winter period, let's say, the tracking bench is is producing around 8% less energy than the fixed bench. This was something that was foreseen before due to the configuration and the angle of incidence of different plane of array, but it's aligned with what we were expecting. But the period that is still missing is the summer, so it's the most energetic period, and we can see that the following 7-8 month period we are expecting around 26% more energy in overall terms. So we will be probably expecting better results in following months. And going a little bit more in detail through the results, here you can see the monthly aggregated values of yield for also fixed bench and tracking bench for each one of the technologies. Sorry, I was not commenting it before, but the stripped colored representation means tracking bench.
You have to wrap up in next 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm ending. Yeah. So okay, here we can conclude that GoPV at the very beginning was a little bit higher than FreeSun, around 2.3%, but one year after this has been reduced. So we are studying it a little bit better. Just to be quick, I would say that for the month of May, last month, tracking bench GoPV is 28% above the monofacial reference for fixed bench. So we are close to the targets that we were commenting at the very beginning. In the future, next steps, we have also been producing interesting lessons for Paso Martino, so for PV module fixing, also correcting the backtracking and improving the backtracking of the trackers. More details will be coming soon. As Josué was saying in the presentation before, we will be testing all this at Paso Martino site, not for a small, but yeah, a bigger PV plant. Hopefully, next event we'll be sharing with you all these details updated. So thank for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much for this very nice presentation. It would be really nice if you can answer the questions in the chat room so that even everyone can understand. So I would like to move to the next presentation.